Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show that covers all things marketing. The GSMC Marketing News Podcast gives you the latest marketing news, from what major businesses have planned for the coming year to the newest trends in advertising, from podcasts, digital and streaming, to the old standbys of radio, television, and billboards. Whether you're a marketing agent or a business trying to expand your brand, you've come to the right place. The GSMC Marketing News Podcast starts now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. Guys, this is our 82nd episode, and I am just flabbergasted at how much content we have been able to create over the past couple of months. It truly is just a great resource, both for me as someone who is interested in the marketing world to get to share this information with you, but also it's a great resource for anyone who is in the marketing world looking to learn something, have a conversation, or even just get a new idea. And I really hope that this podcast has been that resource for all of you. And if it hasn't, then please tell me why. I want to hear from you. I want to start the conversation off. And the best way to do that, the only way to do that, because let's face it, a podcast can be a very one-direction conversation here where I'm just telling you things and you're listening and maybe you disagree, but I don't know if you disagree or if you do agree or if you've had a similar experience. So I would love to know if you have that. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Let's start this conversation. So go ahead and write it in the review down below, or you can reach out through social media. That is another great way to get a hold of me. You can follow me on my personal accounts, which is Mackenzie, Mackenzie, _ Jaquish, JAQUISH, as well the GSMC Marketing Podcast, as well as every GSMC podcast has its own Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channel. So go follow us over there and let's start connecting. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about some summer marketing ideas that are too hot to handle. These are some marketing ideas, themes, content types, campaign ideas that will really help take your marketing this summer to the next level. I really like to think of summer in the marketing world as our rest time. It's the moment where we really get to stop, reflect, and get ready for our big season, because our big season is coming. And I think we all know what the big season is. It is the holiday season. If you've ever worked retail, you understand why the holiday season is the big season. And so you need that rest time to get your products in order, get your resources in order, so that you can full steam ahead push into that holiday season and get those results that you need during that time. But that doesn't mean you can't have some fun during the summer months, so that you can, still see some profit, still see some engagement, and still have some interesting campaigns going on, even though you may be resting. So all of our ideas on today's podcast episode are meant and were created with that in mind, that I want them to be fun. I want them to be successful for you guys. I want you to see results, and I want it to actually be beneficial for your company. But they're all things that you can pull off without a ton of money, a ton of resources, and a ton of time. Now, that being said, there are some that will take a little bit of time, money, and resources. Of course, this is marketing. Nothing comes for free. But I promise I did do my best to keep all of these in the realm of a possibility in the world in which we all live in currently, that, hey, things are a little tough right now. Money's a little tight. The corona pandemic is still going on. Things are opening up, but most of us are still working from home. A lot of us had to let people go. So things are not quite back to normal yet. So I really wanted to create ideas for you guys that would allow you to still be taking your rest, still be using the resources you currently have, so that you don't have to go outside the home to create these, or outside of your company to create these, and could still be a lot of fun. So get your pen and paper out, because we are jumping right in. Number 1, events. So events are huge. And obviously right now, like I said, with the pandemic still going on, this is going to be a little bit harder because normally a summer event could be you're going to a local barbecue, you're going to a community party, a community gathering, rodeos, farmers markets. All of those events are definitely ones that if your community has opened up and started doing those again, then please feel very okay with going to those and promoting yourself there as long as you are following the health and safety guidelines of your county and of your state. But hey, if they're not and they're not open yet, try to find virtual events for you to advertise your summer products on because, hey, I live in Seattle and we just did virtual Pride and it was watched by thousands of people. So don't discount those virtual events. Definitely try to find a few of them in your area. But also since it's a virtual event, it doesn't matter if it's in your area. You can go big and find a virtual event. Hey, you're in LA, find one in Seattle. You're in Seattle, find one in LA because it does not matter where you're broadcasting from. Just it matters that you are part of the event. An event is a great way to promote over the summer because a lot of people are going to events as a form of entertainment because during the holiday season, yes, there's events, but they're all holiday events, and so they're a little bit more personable and a little less, oh, I'm here to buy fun stuff. I'm here just to have a good time. So that is why going to events are such a good idea during the summer because people are really going there to relax and have a good time, and they're going to be more open to hearing your sales pitch. Number 2, really cash in on the idea of barbecues. I don't care what your product is. I don't care what you're selling. Guys, also, side note, I would love to know what you are selling. I don't know what any of your businesses are. So please write those in the review down below for this podcast episode because I would love to start integrating some of those ideas and really try to help you guys out more with what you're selling. But say you sell coffee and you might be thinking, all right, what kind of barbecue needs coffee? Those are normally in the afternoon. Most people stop drinking coffee around 1 p.m. I am not one of those people, but hey, apparently that is the normal healthy thing to do. But anyway, so they're later in the afternoon. How can my product interact with a barbecue at all? And I'm telling you, find a way to force feed it in there. Barbecues are huge during the summer. People love Pinteresting inspiration, looking at Instagram for inspiration for both the planning, the food, and really what you have to figure out is how does your product fit into any of those categories. If you sell soap, maybe it's a great gift to bring as a host to a party, for a host to a party. Or maybe it's a great thing just to have out because of the pandemic. If you sell coffee, again, that maybe there's a different way to incorporate it into a different type of food rather than a drink. Or maybe talk about the benefits of drinking coffee at a barbecue. Find a way to fit your product into the barbecue circuit because right now that is a key word people are using during their summer research and their summer planning. Another great little tidbit for you to cash in on would be summer-inspired outfits. Again, maybe your product is not an outfit, but a great piece of content for you to create would be talking about the summer outfits you and your family wear. It does not have to be your family, but if you have a family and you want to utilize that family power, then go right ahead. But the point of this being is that summer outfits are another one of those keywords that people Google quite a bit during the summer. And so if you can find a way to fit your product in with that, then you're going to see huge results from people you may have never heard of before or interacted with before because they really are looking for that type of information and you've given them that information, but with a spin to include your own product. Same goes with summer cooking. So we already talked about barbecues and how to fit your product in a way of food. But the truth is that people in the summer, again, they're looking for those nice, easy meals and just easy ways to cook a light, refreshing, tasty meal for dinner, lunch, or breakfast. So I'm not saying totally change your product here, guys, but what I am saying is if you do any sort of email marketing, social media marketing, or any sort of content-driven marketing, find a way to fit in summer outfits and summer cooking, and I'm going to go ahead and give you number 5 right now, which is summer relaxing. How do you relax? So this could be in the form of a blog. You're talking about any of those 3 topics in blog form. You're talking about it in an email marketing technique. You are talking about it on social media. Because remember, you don't have to constantly hit them with your product. You can talk about your life. You can start building that community. Your product should always be the platform of your community and the reason people are there, but it doesn't have to be the only information you give them. People want to see what your summer outfits look like, and then you can just slip your product in at the end or at the beginning, or maybe it's just a way to boost your engagement levels. So really try to focus on creating fun summer content based around those three things: summer outfits, summer cooking, and summer relaxing. And find a way to slide your product in there unbeknownst to the listener or to the reader, because that way you're able to interact with them on a fun content level rather than interacting with them only on a sales level. Okay, everyone, we are going to go ahead and take a break from the podcast, but when we come back, we have some more fun summer marketing ideas. So stay tuned for more of the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jaquish, and I'll be right back.
Golden State Media Concepts Technology Podcast covers everything tech. The hottest mobile phones, tablets, games. We review it, rate it, test it. Whether you're Microsoft or Apple, Android or iPhone, we'll give it to you again. Black and white. The Golden State Media Concepts Technology Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jaquish, and on today's episode, we are talking about summer marketing ideas that are hot. During the summer months, it can definitely be a little bit hard to stay focused on your summer marketing. We definitely take this time to relax, recharge, and get ready for the holiday season that is before us. But that doesn't mean that your marketing has to slow down. In fact, it can actually be the exact opposite. All of these marketing ideas are, maybe they're a theme for a blog, maybe they're an idea for an infographic to put on your email marketing or your newsletter this month, right? Or a social media post. They're very simple campaigns to pull off. I'm not asking you to pull off like a huge 4th of July stunt like Uber did, where they had the helicopter rental for that weekend, right? I'm not asking you to do that. These ideas really are based in the idea of, hey, you're relaxing, you're having fun, you're taking time for yourself. But why don't you go ahead and write this email blog up to send it in your weekly newsletter so that you can keep that engagement going, because you can't just go dark on your audience, because then they'll feel abandoned and they will go to the company that is actually still interacting with them. The thing that is really important to remember here, and I really want to ingrain this into your guys' brain, is that you are not just a product. You are not just this one thing you are selling. And if you think that, then I would ask you to reevaluate your marketing strategy. Because the truth is that, all right, you are this one product right now, but say this product does so extremely well that you decide to launch a co-product with it, or expand your brand, or expand into a different market. You need to have that solid foundation of your community and your company to be able to go with you on those different adventures. If you are just one product, if you are just this one type of coffee bean, then that is not going to be enough to carry you through the years ahead. So really, all of these marketing ideas are community and content driven, so that yes, your product's important. Yes, they will help you sell more product, but they are more about creating a marketing platform for you to stand on, which is something that I feel like I've talked a lot about on this podcast, but maybe I've never called out specifically. So it's something that you do need to remember, because it is so important that you're more than your product. You're more than just this one thing you are selling. So try to remember that as we go forward with these marketing ideas, because I did realize as I was going through the first 5, and some of them were like, talk about your summer outfits. You might be going, hey, I sell coffee. What do summer outfits have to do with coffee? nothing, but they have everything to do with you and your community and the content you can create for that community. And yes, you can talk about your coffee product. Say you wanted to talk about summer outfits in a vlog. You wanted to do a whole video vlog about your summer outfits. When you start by talking about your morning coffee and your morning routine and how you drink your coffee throughout the day. That doesn't mean don't talk about your product. I'm not saying ignore your product. What I am saying is remember that you are more than your product. Okay, so let's jump right back in with some more ideas. Summer fun. Guys, the key word, summer fun, you're going to see it everywhere. You are going to see it on every sale, on every blog, and every video. So jump in on that trend. And this is a really great bridge actually between your product and creating content for your community. So if you're nervous to jump into the summer outfits, the summer cooking, and the summer relaxing, start by creating a piece of content that is focused around summer fun and how your product can be fun in the summer. And then you can go into that other type of content creation if you are hesitant to do so. It'll be a great way to sort of dip your toe into the sand of content creation rather than just product selling. So write a blog, do a video, create an Instagram post, do an infographic about how your product can help make summer more fun. And honestly, let's go back to coffee. You might be thinking, oh, nobody wants to drink like a black cup of coffee in the middle of a hot summer day. No, but hey, how about like a iced vanilla latte using your coffee beans, or a frappuccino, or hey, Canadians, how about an ice cap? How can you make your own ice cap from Tim Hortons at home? So really try to think outside of the box of how your product can be interpreted as summer fun. Number 2, do a summer giveaway. Summer giveaways, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of the easiest ones to pull off because everyone just loves a giveaway and it's really not going to cost you anything. People are just going to be excited to get to participate in the middle of a giveaway. You have to remember with all of these, the point of doing summer marketing is that people are at home. So they're more likely to interact with your content because they're not at work as much. Maybe they've taken summer vacation. Maybe they're on summer vacation. They're a teacher, or they're just on break, or, you know, maybe their little things are slow at their work too. So they're on Instagram more. So doing an Instagram contest, a giveaway, is going to be way more successful during the summer because people are willing to interact with it more during those summer months because they're just at home and they're on their phones. Same with summer contests. So if you don't want to do a direct giveaway, you want people to enter in to win something, then this can be a little bit different. And it's a great way to create some user-generated content. So perhaps you want people to come up with a new way to use your coffee during the summer, and then you can create your blog about summer fun about that. Guys, do you see how all the content connects here? Like, it truly is amazing how one idea can spiral into 20 different types of content. And that is the way I want you to take a look at all of these ideas and every idea I give you on the GSMC Marketing Podcast, is that I'm not just giving you one idea for one specific thing. These can transform and spiral into many, many different possibilities. So anyways, doing a summer contest to create user-generated content can be totally beneficial for you because, again, people have more time during the summer to actually create that user-generated content for you and to actually interact with your contest. I will say if you are looking to do a contest versus a giveaway could be literally anything. Like I said, the 3 bags of coffee that aren't selling as well, so you're going to put them in this free giveaway. The contest, if you're going to ask people to put in time, effort, energy, and money into creating this user-generated content for you, then the prize is going to have to be a little bit bigger. I'm not saying much. Maybe it's only 5 bags of coffee instead of 3, but there is that line you have to hit, depending on how much work you're asking them to put into their project for you. Number 4, daily summer routines. This is another great one to help bridge that gap of using your product in your content and creating content. So showing people your summer daily routines in the form of a vlog or a blog or even on Instagram stories can be a great way to showcase your product and how your product fits into your morning routine. People love watching morning routines, and it's not something that you can constantly put out every week because people are going to be like, hey, we already saw your morning routine. But the summer is a great time to post a new one because you can go, this is my summer morning routine. So find a way to slip your product into your summer morning routine, and it'll be a great way to bridge that gap between selling your product and creating content. Another great one is connecting with your audience. Like I already said, people are at home a lot more during the summer. They have a lot more time on their hands. They're hanging out. They're on social media. This is a great time to do a live. It is a great time to hang out in the comments section. It is a great time to just connect with your audience and learn a little bit more about them and why they like your product and what more they want to know about you, your company, and your product and the community you are trying to build, which, guys, throw me a bone here too. I would love to connect with you. Summer is here. Let's connect. Let's comment. Let's talk. Please make sure to write a review down below and reach out through social media. Okay, we are going to go ahead and take another break from the podcast, but when we come back, I have some more ideas for you of how you can create some fun summer marketing ideas. So stay tuned for more of the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jaquish, and I'll be right back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jaquish, and on today's episode, we have been talking about marketing ideas that are too hot to handle. During the summer months, it can be pretty hard to try to find something that is worth latching onto. Let's be honest, it is hot. Not many people are up to much these days because, hey, we just came out of lockdown. Things are slowly opening up. So if you are looking for something to do with these hot summer days, why not hang out outside while listening to a GSMC podcast? The GSMC Podcast Network has a variety of podcasts for you, the listener, to listen to. I know this totally sounds like an ad, but trust me, it's not. They do not ask me to talk about the podcast network as much as I do. I am just a huge fan of the network. I think that we create some content here. And guys, it's not just my content. I think the content other hosts and other creators create for the podcast network truly is one of a kind and truly is something worth checking out because we cover every single interest. And I know that seems dramatic and you're like, all right, Mackenzie, every interest? Do you have a podcast on sports? Yes. Do you have one on music? Yes. Do you have one on books? Yes. Do you have one on lifestyle? Yes. Do you have tech? Yes. Do you have beauty? Yes. Do you have hair? Yes. Do you have movies? Yes. Do you have social media? Yes. And I could go on 4 hours, because there are hours and hours and hours worth of content to listen to at the GSMC podcast network. So if you haven't checked out the other podcasts yet, if this is the first one you're listening to, one, thank you for finding me. I am so glad that you did. But two, pop over to the rest of our podcast network and check out some of the other amazing content that is being created over there. I am a sucker for the book podcast, but lately we did just get a new host for the television podcast, and they have been absolutely killing it, and I am so in love with it. I think it is so great. I listen to it all the time. Because here's the thing, you can listen to it all the time. We post new episodes almost every single day for every podcast, or we're on a consistent schedule. So you're never going to miss an episode because we are constantly posting. We are constantly interacting with you guys. So why don't you interact back with us? Go check out some other podcasts, rate and review all the ones you like, and then let me know which ones I should be listening to next. But for now, let's jump right back into today's podcast episode by talking about some summer marketing ideas that I think will help boost your summer marketing this hot season. The first one we want to talk about for the end of the podcast today is interacting with your community. So I talked about earlier about how you should be going to local events, and if you don't have local events yet, how you should be going to virtual events. But there's another level you can take this to. There are a lot of charities on right now. There are a lot of charity events, communities trying to come together, and it is a great time to interact with that community and show that your company cares about the community it is a part of. So really do some research, look into it, and find a way to help support your community, because one, it is just a good thing to do, and two, it is a great way to show you are a part of a community and worth them accepting, because hey, if you're helping them, they're going to help you. So interact more with your community. The summer is a great time to do this because people aren't busy and bogged down with the winter season. There's just a lot of work to do and a lot of ways in which you can help out. Number 2, you can try to change up your vibe, look, or branding. Now, hey guys, I am not recommending that anyone does a rebrand. Let's slow that down. If you're going to do a rebrand, I did a whole podcast on the reasons you should and the reasons you shouldn't, because it's risky, it's a game that you are playing. But if it is a game you are not ready to play, then don't play it. What I am saying is that during the summer months, you can get a little bit more creative with your branding. You can have some more fun with it. It's a little bit easier to get away with some bigger changes going on or some little details you've always wanted to fix, because people are ready for the change. They're cool, they're laid back, and your branding should match that as well. So definitely a great time to slide into a type of rebranding, just changing up your look and your vibe to make it fit a little bit more with your content or your season, because it's going to be very hard to change up your look while you're also in the middle of your holiday planning. Number 3, this is a great opportunity to spend some time getting ready for the holiday season. Like I said throughout this whole podcast, during the summer months, we are taking our break, we are relaxing a little bit more, and we're just trying to soak up those rays. But then suddenly fall's going to hit, and it's going to be Thanksgiving, and then it is going to be Halloween. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm Canadian. It is going to be Halloween, and then it is going to be Thanksgiving if you're in America. And then it is suddenly going to be the holidays and New Year's, and it's all going to happen so fast. And you're going to get into it, thrown into it, and not have a plan, and you're not going to be ready. So take these summer months to really try to create a strategy for your holiday coming up. Not saying that it won't change and it won't pivot and you won't make adjustments to it going forward, but hey, since you're on vacation, you're on break, why not break out that pen and paper, that whiteboard, and start brainstorming some ideas. Don't stress yourself out too much with this. Obviously, other stuff is going on, but it is a great way to get a head start on that holiday planning. Number 4, guys, get ahead of that content you want to build for the rest of the year. If you really want to start writing blogs, then start writing blogs over the summer. It doesn't mean you have to publish them all at once, but hey, it's a hot summer day. You don't have a lot going on. Why not get your laptop out and write as many blogs as you can? And hey, if you find that you don't like them, perfect opportunity to realize I don't want to write blogs. Let me go back to my marketing strategy and alter it and fix it. But really, this is a great time to get ahead of that content you want to be creating on a consistent level, but you just never have time to do it. If you want to create videos, if you want to create blogs, infographics, you want to get ahead of your Instagram posts, this is a great time to really just plan ahead and get ready for the busy season that will be approaching us sooner than we realize. Number 5, the final thing I want you guys to do, and it's something I need to remember to do as well. We all need to relax and spend some time for us. Yes, I just said if you're having a lazy day, why not try blog writing? And you should totally do that. But also, if you're stressed, if you are overwhelmed with everything that is going on in the world, then take a break. Take a minute for yourself, and remember that summer is supposed to be about relaxation. Summer is supposed to be about rest. And I really want you guys to use this time to rest, because as the holiday season comes, you're going to be ready for a whole lot of stress coming your way. So I want you to be ready for that, and I want you to be prepared for it. So really dig in right now to some solid rest and get ready, because I'm going to be coming up with some podcast episodes sooner rather than later about how we need to start getting ready for our busy season. Okay, everyone, that is it for today's episode of the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jaquish, and I will see you next time. Please make sure to like, review, and comment, do all the things, follow us on social media, because like always, I would just love to hear from you. All right, guys, I will see you next time.
You've been listening to the GSMC Marketing News Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to any podcast app, and you'll find all of the shows from the GSMC Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, from business news to weird news, you'll find it all on the GSMC Podcast Network. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.